Well, it's not often that we get a guest on the program who likes to blow up engines or can blow up engines or has just blown up engines. But if there's any more cultural relevance in America than Dodge, I don't know where it is. He is Tim Kuniskis. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
So let's get to it. SEMA has just finished recently, and you were going to have a vehicle there. You were going to have a Dodge there that everybody was very excited to see. Only you blew the engine up 8 times. Tim Kuniskis, tell me about that.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story. We kind of have, over the last decade or so that we've been reinventing this brand, we've kind of got a reputation, probably on accident at first, and it's kind of just morphed into being the real thing now for, having like little teasers and clues and Easter eggs and things like that. And when we announced that it was going to be the end of what we call this muscle car era that we're in today, right now, with the L cars, we talked about how we could not let this go uncelebrated. We couldn't just slowly transition to the next era. We needed to really make a lot of noise and have a lot of fun with this era. So one of the things that we said was we were going to have 7 special editions. And we went to Speed Week and we talked about the special editions, and we said, okay, there's going to be 6 of them that we're going to talk about right now, and there's going to be 1 7th one that's going to be the special one, and we're going to hold that one for SEMA. And at the time, it seemed like everything was fine, and we were going to make SEMA and we're going to reveal the car at SEMA. But the funny thing is, the first 6 special edition models to close out the last model year were all commemorative. So they were all based on something that came before it. But the one thing that they all had in common is all of them had factory production powertrains. So they had the standard power levels of whatever they were based on. So there was really nothing that was worrying us there with any development time. The 7th one, the one that I said, okay, this is going to be the real special one, this is going to be the last one that we're going to show, we called it One Fast 29. And people are like, yeah, maybe you should have slowed down on the reveal of that car, because we were changing the powertrain. It's a powertrain that exists today, but we were trying to raise the power level a little bit. And no secret, it's based on a Hellcat, it's a supercharged Hemi. And in the aftermarket, and even in the after sale business with direct connection that we have, turning up the power on a Hellcat's super easy. It's very, very simple to do. And it's very durable as well. But when you do that for a production car that you're going to sell, you have to go through the normal production car durability cycles. So we turned up the power a little bit on it, put it through the normal production duty cycle, which is hundreds of hours, at wide open throttle in a test cell. And we found the limit. It blew up 7 times in the test cell. And I don't mean spun a bearing. I mean, literally the outside of the engine was, the inside of the engine came outside. It literally shrapneled. And so we were worried. So we made some durability changes and thought we were there, took the car out to the track, put it under some real world testing, and blew up another one. So TBD. I think we got it figured out now. I think we know, what the problem was. And I think we got it solved. And I think we'll have the car back out and revealed in Q1. But, and I tell everybody, I'm like, don't worry. We're still working on it. We haven't given up. And at some point, the story of what happened will be funny. Right now, it's not. It's a little embarrassing, but it will be funny someday.
Well, if you're going to have an end of a muscle car era in the internal combustion engine era, you might as well blow them up on the way out, right?
I'm glad you said that, because the funny thing is, if you're in this culture, if you're into this kind of stuff, they're not upset at all. They love it. They're like, this is great. You found the edge of the envelope, and now just turn it back a little bit and everything's cool. The people that are not in this space are like, oh, this is crazy. This is irresponsible. What are they doing?
This is why we're going to EVs.
Yeah.
You're like Chuck Yeager in the 1950s.
Like, you don't get it. I mean, we have a saying. We want 95% of the industry to ignore us. We want 5% to revel in the craziness that we bring to market. And the 95% don't get that blowing up engines is cool. The 5% are like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, the 5% are all in. They're 100% in on the 5%.